Hello, and welcome on into Arcade Spirits, the final chapter, final level. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, hopefully hitting 200,000 gamer score with this game today. According to the achievement guide that I was looking at, I have one more opportunity to get... Hey, I see Arcade Spirits logos in the chat. Heck yeah. Hello. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the stream and sharing that lovely Arcade Spirits logo, which you can see right above me. And it didn't matter. This one I could have pointed either way with either hand. Oh, I always point with the wrong hand. Not this time. One of the writers. Oh, cool. Yeah, so we have one more opportunity to get that achievement, but I could actually go back to, I think it's level 6 and get it as well. So but we'll see how I'm feeling, how I'm progressing. If I can get a good save right by it, I'll do it that way. But let us continue. I didn't tinker around with anything else, so I should be able to just hit continue. A couple of the achievements I may have save scum to get. Don't tell the cool writer who stopped by that. Should be... yeah. Here we go. Arcade Spirits. It's fine. There's no wrong way to play. Okay. Level 8. Kill screen. Get loosened up. Ready to read here. Ready to read. It is the distant future year 20XX. And oh, who am I kidding? I'll be lucky to make it to 20XX plus 1 at this rate. I've had my strand of fate twisted back and forth so often it feels like it could snap at any moment. Mired in depression and supposed... oh boy. Alright, here we go. Hang on. Whew. Mired in depression and a supposed family cure, then lifted up by my amazing time at the Funplex, slammed back down by Dekonami, raised up again by the Francine's Rainbow Project, and now descending further due to a series of bad coincidences, culminating in a Pier 6 brawl, which I got shot. But today, I'm back at back to Francine's Rainbow and ready to work, despite being on crutches. Normally, I'd have to mentally filter out the beeps and boops of a busy arcade, but not today. Aside from our regulars, nobody's here. Not exactly the side I wanted to see on my grand return after heroically taking a bullet to the leg. We're 3 days into this ambitious experiment, and it's already looking like a bust. Even with a reprieve from Mrs. Defame, we couldn't hush the event up completely. The news of gang violence at the local arcade spread over social media like wildfire. Gavin had to fill me in on all the details I missed while I was passed out. By the time the cops got here, both gangs were long gone, and the ghost monsters wiped our security footage on the way out the door. No arrests were made, no evidence remaining. The only plus side? Sue and her Ghostbusters apparently never came back. But even without them actively causing problems, that single day managed to smash our reputation. It's just so disappointing. I still believe Francine's Rainbow could be a welcoming home to gamers, but if they won't even set foot in the door, they'll never see for themselves. I put in all this work, all this love to make my dream arcade. All my friends did the same, and to see it evaporate in a single day is so incredibly disappointing. I don't honestly know how we can recover from this. If we could only get out the good word, somehow correct this PR disaster. Seated behind the desk, with my crutches prepped up nearby, Light duty for 1 week minimum, doctor's orders. I tried to mentally detangle this mess. Hey, Iris, are we? Yes, we are still trending negatively on social media, like the last 7 times you asked. Any luck with our security camera footage, then? Anything we could give to the police. It might help our public image to have someone to point the blame at. Nope, it's totally wiped, and my file recovery systems failed. I guess that's what's to be expected when going up against cyber criminals. Like, they even avoided bad press from the shooting. I haven't spotted the words ghost monsters in any of the articles I found about the attack. It's like they're ghosts. Oh, okay. Well, not literally ghosts. I mean, they clean their tracks very effectively. Yeah, got that. We did see them in their corporeal form, though, remember? At least that whole mess seems behind us. Now we just need to dig our way out of this hole. I sigh heavily as the burden sinks into my lungs, and before I can groan further, I hear footsteps approaching me. I lock my phone and pocket it before seeing who it is. Oh, it's Percy. Hello, Kesha. Good to see you up and about. I'm up, but hardly about. I'll probably be glued to this stool all day long. Yes, well, it beats the alternative, doesn't it? Plus, you get a nice view of the whole arcade. Although, a bit quiet in here today, isn't it? Yeah, I know. But we can turn this around. I know we can turn this around. Right, well, I don't mean to be a bother, but I wanted to talk to you about our financial situation. Seeing as I'm bankrolling this affair and such. As soon as he mentions money, my chest tightens and I expect the worst. It's not an unreasonable thing to bring up, but can I deal with more bad news? I may have more than my fair share of wealth, but it's not bottomless. Honestly, you could see the bottom even before I put my stake in Francine's rainbow.
Wow.
Gavin and I have been going over the spreadsheets, and at our current rate, well, I'm afraid we only have so much padding before we have to start considering options. Options like selling. I don't want to, believe me, but there's going to be a breaking point where we need to consider pulling out before our initial investment cannot be recovered. If only to ensure everybody involved in this affair doesn't go bankrupt. The knot in my stomach turns. The idea of completely draining Percy's finances, well, his plan for that money was in turn to give it over to charity upon his death. And here I'd convinced him to invest in my boondoggle of an arcade in the twilight years of his life. Something of a grim thought, isn't it? But let's not dwell on the negative, shall we? No point in giving up the fight so soon after it begins. What we need is a plan for how we can turn these ill fortunes around. What are our next steps? Next steps? I can barely take a step with these crutches. Honestly, I'm not sure what we do next. I need time to think. By all means, think away. And if all else fails, well, at least you still got your health. Hold that thought. We've got a customer. Hello, welcome to... Oh, God. Oh, God, no. Not you. Anyone, literally anyone but you. I will take the rude arcade reviewer over you. Good morning. I think I'll be moving along now. Moopy to play and all that. Remember your health, Kesha, and try to avoid stress in the next few minutes. Also, maybe don't punch him in the face this time. I stood there in silence and shock. I tried telling myself this was just a bad fever dream from my wound, but no such luck. This was 100% real. I watch as Deco takes a look around the arcade, his smug grin ever present. I see his eyebrow arch as he takes note of the people, or rather, the lack of people here playing games.
Such a shame. Such a shame.
Can't say I'm surprised in the slightest. Why would anyone want to come to such a mediocre arcade when the premium Deco's Palace experience is available to them? I'd estimate you have maybe a month at best before you close down. I'm looking forward to purchasing this land. Maybe I'll make it a fun zone, or just a parking lot. Yes, a parking lot. I shall call it the Siebert Memorial Parking Lot. Would be a fitting tribute. I'm not dead yet. If you opened an arcade in the middle of gang territory, it's a reasonable assumption you'll collect a few more bullets along the way. Nope, I can't handle this. Not today. What do you want, Mr. Nami? If you need tokens, the change machine's over there.
A pity, is it not?
Tokens? How quaint. Still no swipe cards, eh? Sadly, I'm not here to play any of your antiques. Rather resembles a 1980X junkyard in here, doesn't it? All those obsolete games that no one truly cares about.
No. I'm here to make one final offer. This is against my better judgment, given the bad blood between us. But let it not be said that Dekonami is an unforgiving or cruel person.
You are a cruel person. You're a terrible person. You suck.
If you sign over ownership of this arcade to me, I'll spare your careers. Yes, even Miss Fairchild and Miss Wolf. I'm sure I can find something for them to do at one of my facilities. You should count yourself lucky I'm even willing to do this. You get an opportunity few others who cross me are ever offered. If you don't agree to my terms, I'll stand idle and watch as everything burns down around you. You have my word on that.
Okay. Obviously, I want to say no to this fabulous offer. But at what point do I cut my losses? Miss Francine believed in dreams, but she also believed in practicality and trade-offs. Am I ready to give up on everything so that I have something resembling a future? Ooh. I saved in a good spot, which is fine. Am I really? I forgot to move a cord. Am I really ready to give up on the dream? The thing is, I believe in the opportunity that I believe that I would be able to have the opportunity to bring it back. I really just don't want to work for him. Sell out. Just like Real Big Fish. Just like they did in the 90s. Alright, chat, you said it. Yes, it's time to rethink my life. It's over. I rode this wild ride as far as I could, but it's time to come back down to reality. The economy sucks, life is hard, and I have to make the responsible choice. You serious about this? No hard feelings after all I said and did? I said some hurtful things as well. Can't exactly call myself blameless for our communication breakdown. I'm ready to be an adult about this and work towards a better tomorrow. Okay, I'm ready. Splendid. In the end, I made the right decision. Unsurprisingly, nobody wanted to follow me into my future with Dekonami despite his offer. In fact, none of them ever wanted to speak to me again. It broke my heart, but needless to say, Ashley and I broke up after the incident. No, I regret this. I regret this already. Oh no. No. Just couldn't reconcile my life decisions with theirs. That's fine. I'm making good money now. Living the single life means I get to buy what I want when I want. There's nobody else to spend my precious resources on. Surprisingly, Deco held true to what he promised me. We worked closely together after that. I eventually came to understand how he does things and why it works so well. And when it came time for him to retire, I was named his heir. Not his daughter. Me. Okay. Kesh's Palace. Has a good ring to it. It honestly does. Kesh's Palace. Pretty good. I did the right thing. I took the safe bet. I broke the family curse. Yes, I sacrificed every dream I had, but at least I can die knowing I succeeded in life. I'm a winner, and that's fine. Everything is fine. Game over? Achievement! I miss Ashley. I miss her so much. She was so wonderful. She's like, I'm gonna go get, she's like, I'm gonna go get some help. Thank you for helping me. And I'm like, I'm selling the deco. Is that it? What am I doing? It's just a black screen. Oh. Okay. Well, cool. Can, go here. Alright, well, there you go. That's the end of Arcade Spirits. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate it.
Against my better judgment, given the bad blood between us. But let it not be said that Dekonami is an unforgiving or cruel person. If you sign over ownership of this
I did it for the
arcade,
achievement.
I'll spare your careers. Yes, even Miss Fairchild and Miss Wolf. I'm sure I can find something for them to do at one of my facilities.
One of my facilities?
You should count yourself lucky I'm even willing to do this. You get an opportunity few others who cross me are ever offered.
Alright, let's pick the correct
if you don't
answer.
agree to my terms, I'll stand idle and watch as everything burns down around you. You have...
Obviously, I want to say no to his fabulous offer. But at what point do I cut my losses? Miss Francine believed in dreams, but she also believed in practicality and trade-offs. Am I ready to give up on everything so I have something resembling a future? No, I'm never giving up on my dreams. Of course I'm not giving up. I mean, seriously, I had so many opportunities to jump ship prior to this one. Why would I bail this close to the end? Ooh. Now, do we curse at him again? Because that, obviously, it's gone, you know, pretty well in the past. After I told him to, you know, fuck off and then punched him in the face. That was cool. No, and no. No and no. No and no and no. So if that's the only reason you're here, well, you've got to be a paying customer. So if that's the only reason you're here, well, you're not a paying customer, are you? Would you kindly get the fuck out of my arcade before I call the police? I see. You remain a foolish child at heart.
So be it.
I guess I'll just have to settle for buying the burnt-out husk of your business once it ultimately collapses around you. I think you underestimate the damage being associated with the criminal element can do. I think you underestimate the damage being associated with the criminal element can do. Okay. Miss Siebert, it's enough to ruin even the mightiest of arcades. Oh, and I doubt the ghost monsters have forgotten you. They will return, and they will make matters far worse for you. And immediately, I take notice. What am I looking at here? Hang on. Play it cool. Play it cool. Don't let on, just test the waters. Really? Ghost monsters? I thought the gang was called the Lovely Chainsaw or something.
A foolish fool.
Yes, ghost monsters. Sadly, they insist on naming themselves after the absurd ancient video game reference. Of all the childish, immature, he shakes it off quickly enough, refocusing on me. But enough banter. I believe I'll take my leave. I'll not see you again, Miss Siebert. I'll let my lawyers handle the purchasing. Lawyers handle purchasing what little will remain of you. Good day. I knew it. I knew he was pulling strings and behind this. Once he's out of earshot and well beyond the confines of the arcade, I pull out my phone to verify something. Iris, you checked all the news articles about the shooting, right? Oh, yes, I've analyzed them all. Do you need me to pull up a specific one? Just confirm something for me. The ghost monsters were never mentioned by name in any of them, right? Yes, it seems Sue's friends are good at covering their tracks. Why? This is it. This is the chance we need. Admittedly, it's a slim chance, but at this point, I'll take what I can get. Message everyone. I'm calling another Wake-tervention conspiracy.
Hooray!
Ooh, you're all fired up. Okay, message sent. I'll need everyone's help to fill in gaping holes in my plan, but at least now I have a plan. Oh, there is nothing I love more than a villain who gets himself, you know, or themselves, himself, herself, themselves. Nothing I love more than it, where they just keep talking and they say something and you go, oh, huh, you wouldn't say that, you know, ghost monsters never mentioned in any of the articles. How would you know that? Oh, it's so good. So good. It's time for one last-ditch effort to save Francine's rainbow. Packing everybody into the employee break room proved tricky. Standing room only, elbow to elbow, but somehow we managed it.
Hi.
Hi everybody. I'm glad I could be here for this, whatever this is. Thanks for coming, Juniper. This was it. This is where we'd make our last stand. I looked around the room at everyone, at all my friends, and nodded to each of them determinedly. Okay, I know things are rough, but I've got, let's say, a good 60 to 80% of a plan for how we can turn things around. Like, can we all agree what happened wasn't our fault? Yes. Or, like, we can all agree we can all agree what happened wasn't our fault, yes? Somebody else screwed us over. Every problem we face could be traced back to them. The ghost monsters and the lovely chainsaw may be to blame, but the court of public opinion puts the blame squarely on your or our shoulders. Yeah, that makes sense. There's no way that they would send the critic and that there would be a huge incident like that all on the first day of an arcade. No one would care. Our venue is tainted by their actions. We can cry foul all we like, but if there's even a chance of some violence returning to our doorstep, it'll keep customers away. It's a real bummer. We haven't seen any families here since opening day. Parents just aren't willing to take their children somewhere that's known for being dangerous. Actually, I wasn't talking about the gangs. Today I learned who our true enemy is, and that person is Deco Nami.
Pardon me?
Pardon? Deco Nami? I don't follow. Yes, I'm rather miffed over what happened with the Funplex, but he's hardly to blame for our current woes, right? Earlier, when he was taunting me, he slipped. He mentioned the ghost monsters by name. Except those hackers keep their noses clean. They left us with no proof that they were ever involved, thanks to the security camera footage being wiped. The cops didn't go after them. The news didn't identify them. So, how did Deco know about them? Answer, Deco hired the ghost monsters to ruin our opening day.
What?
Seriously? In hindsight, it should have been obvious. I blame myself for not seeing it sooner. Gavin, you're a busy man. You should never... I totally get that thought process, though, where you're like, oh, this is really, like... I see where the breakdown was, and I should have seen it in the first place. But it's like... far too many coincidences to be otherwise, and the fact that they only started wreaking havoc once Miss Defame showed up to bear witness. I can see what you're throwing down, Kesha. Sue and her friends didn't seem awful at first. I remember talking to Clyde. They were very nice and friendly. And then Miss Defame showed, and... Oh my gosh. Wait, do you think Miss Defame is involved? Considering she was willing to hold back her review, I don't think she was knowingly involved, but Deco may have gotten wind that she'd be showing up and took advantage. Or he gave her a tip that was like, hey, there's a new arcade going, maybe go hang out.
What if?
But you don't think Deco wouldn't stoop that low, right? Hiring some random street gang to mess with us? Would he? Oh, he would. He's a spiteful bastard. Of course he'd try to ruin our opening day. The only reason he didn't destroy Miss Francine was out of some weird sort of gentlemanly respect for a fellow elder business owner. But to Deco Nami, Kesha is basically pond scum. Thanks? To be fair, I doubt he'd orchestrated the bullet-riddled finale of the evening. That pushes plausibility. True, he wouldn't have even needed a shooting to ruin us. The negative review alone would have done the job. Being even slightly associated with a gang would have been awful. If Bista Fame reported us as a hotbed of teenage chaos, a living reenactment of Lord of the Flies, it'd spell doom, even without bullets flying around. I guess we're lucky she held her review back. The problem is, we have no proof of this, do we? No way to tie Deco back to the Ghost Masters, or monsters, other than him slipping up and mentioning them to Kesha. I doubt he'd ever admit this on the record. Iris hasn't been able to dig up any digital evidence, although there's our eyewitness testimony, which should be enough to warrant some investigation. But for some reason, that doesn't seem to be enough for the police. I know a few local cops and how they think. If they're not looking into the ghost monsters, odds are they're actually looking into the ghost monsters quietly, which admittedly doesn't help us in clearing our name. And there's too much to hope that Deco simply it's too much to hope that Deco simply confesses to orchestrating the incident which ruined us.
Come on!
Ugh, that slimy bastard's not getting away with this. I'll beat the truth out of him if I have to. Please, Queen Bee, please. I would pay a solid amount of money for that. As amusing as that would be, I wouldn't suggest it, love. We need to be smart about this and undermine him rather than take the direct approach. You mentioned having most of a plan, Kesha. Care to elaborate? I will. Well, if Deco doesn't confess to his sins, we need the next best thing. We need his henchmen to flip on him. See, I sensed some tension from Deco about the ghost monsters. He called them childish and immature. There may be some bad blood between them. How about we break up the partnership? My plan is to track down the ghost monsters and get them to turn on their employer and to confess to their crimes. Once the media hears it from Sue herself that the incident was all thanks to Deco's scheming, it'll clear the good name of Francine's Rainbow. This plan is foolproof. I'm answered with a myriad of blank stares and blinks. Don't everybody congratulate me all at once now. Okay, this isn't really me criticizing, but your plan kind of sucks. You want us to track down a bunch of hackers we already can't find, then ask them politely to betray the guy who's paying them a lot of money? Between this and the shooting, I'm worried your health insurance premiums are about to go through the roof, Kesha. That's why I said it was maybe 60% of a good plan. Look, we don't have a lot of options, people. Right now, the only ones who can save us are the ones who ruined us, Deco and Sue. I'm confident that if I can find Sue and talk to her, I can get her to see reason. Didn't you ban them from the arcade and tell Sue you never wanted to see her again? Okay, fine. You're right, Gavin, so we didn't start off on the right foot. But I'm willing to put money on myself for turning that around.
Doubtful.
Okay, I have my doubts, I'm afraid. This hinges on our ability to find Sue, to find an unfindable bunch of ghosts, ones Iris can't even track down, and that's where you all come in. All options on the table. I want to hear your ideas for how we find Deco's hired goons. Let's fill in the other 40% of my plan and make this happen. And awkward glances back and forth are all I get in return. I get why they're concerned. It's the slimmest of hopes, the narrowest of margins. I'm asking them to follow me on a hunch. But I know this can be done. I know I can get Sue to give us the dirt we need to clear our name. Heck, some days it feels like all I do is talk my way through problems. If that's my one special skill, I'm going to rely on it for this final conflict. Now, if we could just find her. For that, I need their help. And that means I need to motivate them, like a true leader would. Come on. Let's see. Come on. Do we want to just let Deco beat us? Let's think outside the box. Way outside. We can outthink, outwit, and outmatch Deco. If we can't stop him, Deco's going to ruin our dreams. Friends, we don't have a choice. The path to realizing our dreams lies in turning Sue's heart against Dekonami. We have to try. I know it's a risk. I know I'm reaching, and I might even be completely wrong. But we have to take the chance. If we don't, then Deco will happily destroy us. He doesn't believe in following your spirit and making what you want from life come alive. All he cares about is money, and he doesn't care how he makes it. I won't let him do that to Francine's rainbow like he did to the Funplex. Please, all I need from you is your support. Will you help me? I told you that I would protect our dreams. That holds true even today. Yes, I'll help you. Together we can accomplish great things. I'm willing to fight for my dream. I want Francine's rainbow to be everything I've ever loved about arcades. Yes, let's do this. That's the proper attitude, Kesha. We will protect what we love together. Everyone nods in agreement, and I can even see some smiles start to appear. We're all on board. Now, to determine the how of the plan. Decision: finding the ghost monsters. It feels like a good time to pop in a good old save here.
Perhaps.
At the risk of stating the obvious, why don't we talk to the police about this? They've proven unhelpful so far, but if we go down to the station and fully explain our situation, we may be able to gain the information we need. I feel this would be a reasonably steady course of action. I'm not certain about showing up and just asking for them to open. What? I'm not certain about showing up and just asking for them to open their file to us. But you're correct. The police would have the information we need. Except cybercrime is a sticky situation. You have to control leaks. If they're looking into the ghost monsters, they won't just tell us outright. The key is to talk to the right people. I know most of the cops at Ben and Matt's Donuts shop by name. I know one friendly officer that'll help us. Alright, we have the police.
Nope,
I mean,
no way.
why get the cops involved? You have guns A and B right here with Queen Bee, huh? And then C and D with Ashley. Why get the cops involved? We already know someone who's got an axe to grind against Sue and her buddies. Or, rather, a chainsaw. That's right, Queen Bee. We can ask the lovely Chainsaw Gang. They'll be easier to find and would probably be thrilled to divulge all the dirt they have on the ghost monsters. Or they'll carve us up with switchblades. Could go either way. I'll admit this is a super gutsy move, but if we pull it off, we don't need to involve the authorities at all. This whole situation's a bit too sticky for my liking. Cops and robbers? No thank you. Although, the alternative I'm about to suggest may be stickier still. Kesha first met the ghost monsters at Deco's palace, yes? They're regulars there. So we investigate Deco's palace to find someone who knows Sue and her mates. If we can find a good friend of hers and make them understand why we need to speak with Sue, well, it'd go a ways to mending fences with ghost monsters if we approach on a friendly and diplomatic terms, correct? I'm pretty sure if I showed my face at Deco's palace, it'd get mashed into paste by his private security goons. But my face wouldn't. Deco doesn't know me. I was Funplex adjacent rather than a Funplex regular. And I think the last time I set foot in Deco's palace was years ago, so I could wander freely with Juniper. Yeah, we could slip in and ask around about Sue without anybody even noticing. I'd say this kindly strategy is an honest appeal to those who may know her. What could be more cordial?
Definitely.
If she's got a single friend in that place, I'll find him. It's a daring mission in enemy territory, but for you, Kesha, I'll do it. What are you looking at me for? I don't have any ideas. I mean, you could try Googling for her accounts. I'm reasonably sure Iris already tried that. Iris? Yep, I even used Yahoo, Bing, AltaVista, and WebCrawler. I have no idea what half of those are. Okay, but that's not really what I meant. I mean checking online forums for arcade enthusiasts. She loves arcades, right? She may have an account there. I've been rejoining online communities lately to try to open up to like-minded folks and socialize a bit more on my own terms. She's got to be lurking in one of those places. Oh, wait, I know. If we can passively search her, we can actively call her out. As much as I hate internet trolls, they do get results. If we taunt the ghost monsters online, well, I'm positive Sue's the sort of person who looks herself up constantly, right?
A winner is you.
Of course, and with my help, we can establish fake accounts to spread the message so far and wide that she can't miss it. I suggest we use a public internet access point to keep it from being tracked back to Francine's rainbow, though. Ooh, road trip. Road trip. Can tell from Gavin watching that he is not a fan, but he's not a fan of Iris in general, so.
Good work.
I like this plan, Naomi. It's pretty quirky, but it might just work. Well, I did say I wanted options. Involving the cops after all the semi-shady things we've done is risky. So, provoking a rival gang of armed, so is provoking a rival of armed hooligans. So is infiltrating Deco's palace. So is, okay, posting a few troll messages isn't that risky, given how many social media companies actually adore trolls and the nature of them for advertising dollars. Boom, roasted. But it could annoy Sue. What is the best path forward? But before I decide, Juniper raises her hand. All of these sound great, but Cassie, you're still recovering from an injury. The less you move around, or the less moving you do, the more likely you'll heal nice and quick. You can't go gallivanting around the city chasing down rumors about the ghost monsters today. I'm just on crutches, it's not an iron lung or anything. I'm still mobile. Light duty only, doctor's orders, remember? But I have a solution to this conundrum. It's simple and super effective. Let us do this for you. You've had to tackle these problems since joining the Funplex by yourself. Why not step back and let us handle this one? Well, okay, but I need to be there when we finally confront Sue. While you're out and about, I guess I'll get some rest so I'm ready for tonight. Sound good? Sounds good. These are my friends. I trust them entirely. So now, the only question is, which plan do I want to give my Kesha seal of approval? I want... I want to infiltrate Deco's palace. I think our best bet is to keep things quiet, not involve the police or criminals, not just troll the internet. Just ask around for some of Sue's friends. Juniper, Percy, you two head off to Deco's palace and see what you can learn. It's less likely to backfire, and at worst you get arrested for loitering around the place, or you get your butts kicked by his security, I guess. Right, we'd best move along then. You can count on me, Kesha. Bum. Yeah, I wasn't going to go to the cops because I definitely used that, Gray Market Drive or whatever it was for the showdown thing. That's right. She said, that's right. She could count on me always. Kesha and I have been friends for years and would be BFFs for many years to come. I knew I'd be by her side forever. Forever and a day. Okay, so I wouldn't be by her side today. I'd be at Deco's palace looking for clues, like a teenage mystery sleuth. But I was by her side in spirit. Kesha is always solving these problems for her other friends at the arcade, always going on crazy adventures and getting in trouble, all while I stayed on the sidelines. But now, it's time for Juniper's Day in the Sun. Or Juniper's Day under the fluorescent tube lighting, anyway. I've never been to Deco's palace before. I went to Las Vegas once, though, and this place very much resembles a bad off-strip casino. The pulsing lights flashing everywhere, the constant chirps from the games, not to mention that heavy smell like greasy fried chicken. Not a pleasant aroma, is it? I noticed you wrinkling your nose. I don't really like junk food. I mean, it's all you can swing when you're poor and you don't have much free time, but I prefer cooking proper meals myself, you know? Ah, but the target demographic of Deco's palace adores anything deep-fried and or coated in sugar, you see. So, have you given any thought to how we'll track down someone who knows our elusive ghost friends, then? Simple. It's process of elimination. We're looking for teenagers, right? We can rule out any kids or adults here. Plus, Sue and her friends are delinquents. We find some young miscreants, we'll find our contact. You're suggesting we wander up to random dangerous-looking teenagers and just start asking them?
Correctamundo.
It's foolproof. Yes, well, may I suggest something a bit more rigorous in terms of scientific approach? Before Sue and her friends started running wild at Francine's Rainbow, she seemed to express an interest in my Mr. Moopy game. Apparently Deco's Palace has a version of the game that she'd already mastered, one which is strikingly different. I think I should start my search there. Perhaps a fellow Moopy aficionado would recognize Sue and be willing to talk about her. Okay, you hang around Moopy, I'll poke around elsewhere and see what I can find. Text me if you hit the pay dirt.
Be seeing ya.
Very well, I'll be in touch. Oh, salsa's still spilled. Then, an hour passed, with nothing. I asked around, but nobody had heard of Sue, or they kind of went quiet and made an excuse to leave after I mentioned her name. Thought about chasing down some of the folks who seem to know something, but maybe I'm just not gutsy enough. I don't get it. Kesha makes this sort of thing look so easy. I thought we could just roll up to Deco's Palace, find someone who looks cyberpunky, get info, bing bang boom, done. Instead, I'm nursing a watery iced tea at a soda fountain and poking at a basket of french fries, after complaining about the greasy junk food, of course. Well, do you? Huh? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was asking if you wanted a refill on your iced tea. Oh no, I'm good. Hey, do you know a young woman named Sue, by chance? About this tall, lavender hair, like Smoopy? I have other customers to attend to. Excuse me. This guy absolutely knows, because he handed that kid the thing, the USB drive. Well, poop butts. Maybe I've struck out. I'll admit I didn't have much of a plan going into this one. I never have much of a plan, really. I promise I like the game, I'm not bored. I'm just kind of tired. Ugh. I couldn't even work up the nerve. Indeed, good eye. He gave Clyde some stolen... Oh, okay. I remember it being like, quickly hands like a bag of something and like puts it in his pocket. I think it's the description. I couldn't even work up the nerve to leave to leave that awful job until Kesha gave me her approval. Like I couldn't lay out my own life plan for my own life. Being an independent artist is hard work, but at least now I have something resembling a plan in my life. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it. I think that's why I admire Kesha. Boy, we are off on a tangent here. Okay, she needs a nudge now, and then Okay, so she needs a nudge now and then to get moving. But once she does get the lead out, nothing stands in her way. I need that kind of energy if I'm going to succeed today. I need to not just sit on my butt eating french fries. I gotta get out there and make this happen. A notification on my phone snatched my attention, just as I was getting off my bar stool. Possible lead, meet me at Moopy Game. This is it. My time to shine. Let's make it happen, Juniper. Go over there, just crush skulls into the... Where is she? Takes a second for me to get back there. I can see Percy standing near some weird touchscreen version of Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Oh, hi. Which is being played by a little kid, standing on a step stool.
I did it!
And if you hit the button, it makes the wizard man eat the dots. Where is she? Who is Sue? Impressive. You've got wonderful timing, Miss Tia.
Thank you.
Thanks, mister. Miss Tia. This is my friend, Miss Juniper. Juniper, Miss Tia here was telling me about her best friend, Miss Sue.
What?
She was?
Definitely.
I mean, yes, I see. Sue, right? Okay, if this isn't what I expected. I figured any friend of Sue had to be some rough and tumble punk, not like a cute little package of smiles and sunshine. How does the leader of the gang of thugs end up friends with a kindergartner? Still, this is my chance. I had to go for it. Where is she? How would Kesha handle introductions? Very pleased to meet you, and I hope we can be friends. Okay, time to put those years of babysitting practice to good work. Hello, Miss Tia. My name is Miss Juniper, and I'm very pleased to meet you. I hope we can be friends.
Hello.
I like making friends, unless you steal people's prize tickets. Those people are no good. But I wasn't planning to? Okay, then we'll be friends. So, how do you know Miss Sue? Oh, Miss Tia was telling me that her brother is Miss Tia was telling me that her brother is the chap we've come to know as Inky. I see. Is he around right now? The last thing we need is for one of the ghost monsters to notice us interrogating his sister for information. Nah, I'm here with my big sister, but she got bored and went off to talk with her friends and drink milkshakes. We come to this arcade lots and lots. My brother usually ignores me too, but Miss Sue is always very nice to me and tells great jokes. And she loves Moopy. She can make the wizard man eat all the dots every time. She taught me how to do it.
Yay!
You just gotta kick the game right here and what? Oh, okay. You gotta kick the game right here and it'll look all funny for a moment, then munch, munch, munch. He'll eat all the dots right up. I see. Miss Tia, I was hoping to talk to Miss Sue today. Do you know where she is? Or maybe your brother?
It's a secret.
I'm not supposed to tell anybody. Miss Sue said it was a secret. Okay, Juniper. Time to use the powers of persuasion. Where is she? What would Kesha do in this situation? I want to be friends with Miss Sue too, but the secret's no fun if you don't share it. I wish I could tell her the whole truth and be honest like Kesha, but I have to be careful too. Miss Sue sounds like a great person, and I'd really love to be friends with her too. She knows a lot about games, right? Yep, Miss Sue knows everything about every game, all of them. I'd really like to talk to her about arcades. She visited my favorite arcade recently, but she hasn't come back since then. I just want to talk to her about our arcade. And I promise I can keep your secret too. All I want to do is talk. I won't hurt her or anything. Okay, you probably didn't need to add that last part. Well,
BFFs for life.
I understand you want to protect your friend. That's great. You're a great friend. And we'd like to be great friends too. I don't know. Okay, I'm feeling very weird about tricking a little girl at this point. Kesha sent us here to be friendly and diplomatic. Even if it's super easy to dupe this kid, I should be a little more honest. Miss Tia, the thing is, someone's being very mean to my friend, Miss Kesha, and we're hoping Miss Sue can help us. That's why we really want to talk to her. We want to be friends with Miss Sue, so she'll help us against this bully. Maybe she won't help, but we have to try. Miss Kesha believes in being kind to people. That's why she sent us here, to find someone who's friends with Miss Sue, so we can make this all better again. Would you be willing to help us? If you don't want to, that's okay. We'd understand. Miss Kesha? I remember her. She helped me when I lost all my tickets at the birthday party. We did! We helped her! That's right! That was so long ago that I forgot about that. She made everything better again. Yes, I'll help you, and I'll help Miss Kesha a lot. Miss Sue should be friends with a great person like Miss Kesha. That's awesome. I like the way that the decisions don't seem like they're going to necessarily affect the story, but that it comes up a lot deeper into the game, and you go like, oh god, hey, I'm really glad I helped this kid. Probably shouldn't have had Queen Bee yell at this woman for her shitty child. I think that's a really good way to do, like, decision-making stuff. Because, like, sometimes, like, if you play, like a Telltale game, it's like, oh, this is very clearly a decision, but kind of hiding it in there and, like, oh, this is just a one-time thing is great. There's an really old arcade where my brother and Sue and her friends all hang out. It's not too far from my home, and it's got so many games in it. Percy gets his phone out and starts trying to figure out the address based on the description of the area. Just relieved to be out of the spotlight, and as he translates from little girlsy into workable mapsy. Huh. It says here it's a warehouse owned by Nostalgia Commodities. It's a super big house with one huge room, a really tall ceiling and stairs and stuff.
Quite good.
Sounds accurate. Very well. Shall we depart? I'm sure Miss Kesha is eager to make friends with Miss Sue. Since we're friends and stuff, you know, Sue isn't really her name, right? Not her whole name, I mean.
It's a secret.
Her name's a secret, so I can't ask this poor girl to divulge any more secrets. I already feel a bit weird about this. But she motions for me to kneel down anyway, so she can whisper. Her name is... Wow.
Pardon me?
Pardon? Okay, I gotta find my big sister. Bye. Okay, bye, Tia. What was that all about? I think I just figured out a lot of what's going on. Okay, so hang on. No. Tell you on the way back to Francine's Rainbow. So the other ending said that we ended up becoming Kesha's palace. So I'm gonna guess that is Sue maybe the granddaughter of Deco Nami? Which would kind of make sense because they've already touched on that previously with Francine and her grandson not really liking the arcade. Or working at the arcade and then getting fired. Anyway, tell you on the way back to Francine's Rainbow. Not only did we learn where Sue was hiding out, but we may have just been handed a heck of a plot twist. I can't wait to get home and divulge this info to Kesha. And now that I think about it, I'm glad I can help out my BFF. Kesha means a lot to me. We've been friends for years and hopefully many more years to come. All I have to do is get past this teensy weensy little bump on the road, right? Just like stop a megalomaniacal arcade czar from ruining all our hopes and dreams, using nothing more than a street address and a name. I'm betting that she will want Ashley by her side when they confront Sue, of course, and that's okay. I've had enough excitement for one day. I just hope I did enough to give Kesha the winning edge, or it'll be game over for us all. I awakened to the sounds of pain, more specifically the groans of pain escaping from my own throat. Apparently getting shot in the leg hurts a lot, and sleeping on the second-hand employee couch is probably not the finest choice of rest. The nap was a definite necessity, however. I'm not operating at full speed anymore, and won't for a few weeks to come. But sleep doesn't make my muscles any less achy. If anything, I've got a headache on top of it. Joy of joys. But right now, I got 99 problems and my physical condition ain't one. The fate of Francine's Rainbow is what matters most.
Beep, beep.
Kesha, you should probably be getting up now. I'm up. Goody! So, have you given any thought on how you're going to win over Sue's favor once you confront her? Well, usually I just sort of stumble through these things and decide stuff like that on the fly.
Ooh.
That's no good. You know, these intense identity situations I've been tracking, the ones where you can't take certain approaches that doesn't mesh with your personality? What, like, can't make nice if I'm too impulsive of a person? Well, it's not so much that you can't, more that you shouldn't try something that goes against who you are as a person. People will see right through it. And I'm betting Sue will know if you're play acting at something you aren't. This will be a super intense identity situation, only one way through. When the time comes, you're going to have to take a stand based on your highest personality score. Ugh, not more numbers and systems. It's for your own good, Kesha. I'm just trying to help you make decisions that will save Francine's Rainbow, and that means being true to your spirit. And what's that mean exactly? According to my calculations right now, your best bet for how to convince Sue is to be kindly. You've done a great job at opening your heart to others and getting them to empathize with you. Do that with Sue and she'll be your friend in no time. And if I don't take that approach, it's a bit late to change who you are as a person, Kesha. Remember, my numbers and scores only help me understand who you are. Who you are is who you've chosen to be. It's a casual relationship. But With the help of your friends, maybe you can get some ideas. Nudge things around a bit until you feel confident taking a different tactic than your usual one. Speaking of your friends, here's one now. Hi, Ashley. Oh my gosh, I have got news for you. Ashley runs over to my side and sweeps me up in a hug, somehow delicately crushing me into her chest. It's nice to feel her warmth cocooning me. I gently push myself away to peer at her smiling face, eagerly awaiting the word. Well, the suspense is killing me. Is it good or bad news? Please tell me it's good news. Juniper and Percy did it. They befriended a little girl with decos. Turns out that girl was friends with Sue and got the D's from her. To think Sue has actual friends, what are the chances? So, we know for sure where their secret hideout is, and you'll never believe this. Ashley looks around briefly, making sure there are no other prying ears to lean in. Her hushed words tickle my ears. We know her real name. It's Sue Nami. I jolt back, stunned. Sue Nami? We'd been assuming all along that the ghost monsters were guns for hire, paid off by Deco Nami to ruin our opening day. But if Sue is actually Deco's daughter, would she ever betray her own father? Hopefully she hates the old bastard. This could be bad. This could be very, very bad. A mercenary hacker could be convinced to betray her boss, but a dutiful daughter would be less likely to do so. Deco didn't seem particularly enamored of the ghost monsters, though. If it means breaking up a family, maybe I can use that to drive a wedge between them? Either way, this just got a whole lot more complicated. Okay, this changes everything. Absolutely bonkers, right? I never would have guessed that. Not in a million years. This makes things even more complicated, doesn't it? How are we supposed to convince her that we know their family? Blood is thicker than water. Well, we're just gonna have to make our water real thick, like a slushie. I know you'll think of something, Kesha, and when you do, I want to be there, right alongside you, the whole time. I never want you to leave my side. I want you by my side, Ashley, always. You give me strength and happiness I thought I could never have. I feel the same way about you too. I know it sounds silly and cliche, but you complete me. And completely, I'm ready to be with you through this. Through anything life sends us. I'll be with you as long as I live. Together, we're in this together. You and I. Forever. Forever. All this mushy stuff is fantastic, but should we save it for afterwards? No, I think we have a couple minutes. What's the plan anyway? Iris told me that I only get one chance at this, that I need to go with whatever I do best. But if I can talk this through with someone, maybe I can learn a different path. I don't have a concrete one yet. I'm open to ideas. How would you handle this? She's a colorful girl. She's got spunk and she's got sass. I think you should play to those strengths and joke around with her. Maybe if we match up her antics with ours, we might best her at her own silly game. Yes, mischievous cybercriminals with more mischief. No one can outplay me. I'm Kesha, arcade manager, lover of Ashley Wolf, and all-around cool kid. That's what I'm talking about. Ashley takes my hand in hers, as her jovial manner ends on a serious note. She looks assuredly into my eyes. I will follow you into the depths of hell. Hopefully, the hideout isn't located at some sort of fiery depth, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Thank you.
And I appreciate everything you've done for me. Ashley closes the distance between us, and our lips touch. It's a long, passionate kiss, one I never want to end. But I know it must. Bum, bum. Ashley pulls back, her cheeks flushed as her hair playfully falls in front of her face. I know there is stuff you gotta do before you go, so I won't stall you any longer. I believe in you. We all do. She places one more sweet kiss upon my lips and leaves. Well, this is it. Either we sort this mess out, or Francine's rainbow crashes and burns. Or I get killed. Because that's always an option, considering we're about to go confront a street gang that indirectly got me shot in the first place. I don't even want to consider the possibility of death. I'm immortal until proven otherwise. But, well, if this is the end, I should probably have some words with my friends before I march towards doom. If only to get their opinion on how I should approach Sue. Grabbing my crutches, I swing my way out to the arcade proper to track down some folks. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see. I've already talked with Ashley. Who else do I want to talk to before we leave? Let's talk to... Oh, can you talk to all of them? Talk to Naomi for sure. Naomi would be in her workshop, no doubt. I should check in with her, see how she feels about all of this. De-hum. Ooh. Oh, she looks so happy tinkering with old 1980X arcade circuit board. Hey, Naomi. Hey, Kesha. Good to see you. I remember when I first met her. She'd jump in surprise if I approached her like this. Yeah, you can talk to as many of them as you want. This is a chance to scoop the last relationship points, identity points, if you want to nudge things around. Oh, okay. I will, I'll talk to all of them then. I remember when I first met her. She'd jump in surprise if I approached her like this. Seems those days are over. Now I'm greeted with a warm smile. Listen, I'm heading out to talk to Sue soon, so I just wanted to talk a bit before I go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do great. And all the time I've known you, you've been terrific with people. Better than I've ever been, at least. If anybody can sway her to our side, it's you. I mean, look at all this. She gestures arms wide to her surroundings. What, your workshop? No, I mean Francine's rainbow itself. Look at everything you've built. And how'd you do it? By talking to people, helping them understand your dream. You get what I mean, right? By being who you are, you can make miracles happen. I'm just me, Naomi. Let's see. I'm just me, Naomi, an ordinary person with a big heart. To speak honestly, it seems to work. I am pretty awesome, aren't I? Yes, soon I will unseat Deco as master of the arcade world. Naomi, I'm just little old me. I've got a big heart and I wear it on my sleeve, but it's up to others to decide if they want to do the same and join me. So far, it's worked out, but tonight, I don't know, maybe I'm not up to this. Tonight, Sue will see your heart and know you're in the right while her father's in the wrong. Don't be so humble that you downplay your own accomplishments, Kesha. I know what it's like to cut yourself down to a peg, scared of being too proud. It's easy to fall into that trap. So, when I say you're a great person, take the compliment. Okay, then. So, how do you think I should approach Sue? Well, if it was me, I'm not happy with how they ruined our opening day, honestly. I'm downright miffed about it. I'd probably go at them like a fireball, because I'm downright fierce. But I know that probably wouldn't work. Taking the high road is the better path. You've got a steep hill to climb here, making her flip on her not only partner in crime, but on her family. So you're going to have to try and understand her heart. She kept saying that she likes our arcade. Play into that. Be kind, understanding, and empathetic. Okay. I'll consider being nice. Challenging her ego and insulting her is definitely not going to work. Yeah, well, we haven't tried that yet. Playing nice seems to make sense. You're right. I'll consider it. Believe me, I kind of want to kick her teeth in, but I know that's wrong. Even if we're never friends, we have to at least try to understand her. Better get back to work. Those replacement ROMs aren't going to socket themselves. Even if the arcade ends up closing down? I'm deciding to be optimistic. You can do it, Kesha. Best of luck. Oh, hey, mind if I ask your opinion on something? Sure, what's up? What do you think of Gavin? Like, I mean, I know he's super money grubbing, prize game loving, stuck in the mud, but, well, ever since Francine's Rainbow, all of us working together, I don't know, maybe he softened up a bit? I think you're a good influence on him. Do you think he'd be the kind of person to put old arguments aside and like, no, we've got to stay focused. We need to save the arcade. Forget I brought it up. After offering a brief hug of support, Naomi returns to her work. What? No! Go date Gavin! Love Gavin! Naomi! Who else do I want to talk to before I leave? Let us talk to Queen Bee. Obviously, Queen Bee is playing Fist of Discomfort, right? I make my way to the FOD cabinet, and I'm in no way surprised to see her playing. Although this time it's without the fancy rig and camera setup. It's just her. Ugh, I fucking hate playing against the AI. It's no challenge at all. I can do this with my goddamn eyes closed. Hey, kid, jump in here and be my opponent. I know better than to do that, Queen Bee. You would pulverize me inside and out, and I'd be nothing but a human flesh puddle by the end. Sort of like how you're going to take down the Deco family. Huh? Queen Bee deftly hits a button combination, which officially takes out her AI enemy. Removing herself from the cabinet, she pulls at her jacket, straightening it out. I'm imagining you going into Sue's hideout, kicking down the front door, guns ablazing, yelling at the top of your lungs and challenging Sue to one final showdown. What do you think? I think you've been talking too much with Ashley. Her imagination is rubbing off on you. Listen, Sue's a gamer, and we know she's got a bit of a competitive streak, right? Be confident and throw down your best shit talk. She won't be able to fight against it. She'll easily see we're superior to her daddy dearest. I'll show Sue my first-rate moxie and take her down. You're right, Queen Bee. Once Sue sees my guts, and hopefully not my literal guts, she won't be able to do anything but side with me. Kid, I believe in you. As one of the 4 Heavenly Kings, I endorse you. In fact, I wouldn't have furthered my career as a pro gamer if it wasn't for you. When you first showed up at the Funplex, I thought you were going to be easy fodder for me to crush beneath my heels. Oh, don't worry, I can still be easy fodder for you to crush beneath your heels. This is supposed to make me feel better? Hold on a minute, kid. Let me finish. But as I got to know you, you aren't just another fan. You are a true friend. Sometimes when I'm frustrated, I look to you for inspiration. Me? But I'm just Kesha.
Not bad.
Multi-million best-selling album. Multi-million selling. Yeah. Fuck. What? Yeah. Fucking right? Watching you overcome your fears and fight for Francine's rainbow, it makes my soul burn. It makes me realize I can overcome anything too. Even my most hardcore battles. So when you go in there tonight, don't have any doubt that you're a goddamn badass person. And an even more badass friend. I cherish you as a friend too. Queen Bee, I'm so happy to have you as a friend. You've shown me the wild side of tournaments, victories, victories, combined with a whole lot of swears. I'd never have gotten the chance to experience that if not for you. You are too sweet, kid. I'm glad you got to see what it's like to be an esports superstar. But seriously, you're the superstar. Okay, I can't handle any more of this mushy friendship talk. It's going to ruin my reputation as the most radical person here. We can't have that. I don't think anyone believes you are less than radical.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks, kid. Now, go and do your thing. Oh, and don't forget to kill him dead tonight. As I'm about to retort, she beats me to it. I meant that literally, not figuratively. Ta! Okay, bye, Queen Bee. I also enjoy that my voice cracked when I said that. Ta! Alright, who else do I want to talk to? Talk to Gavin? Find Gavin looming large over the arcade floor, behind the ticket desk. Seems he was expecting me. So, our complications have developed complications. That seems to be the case. And you'd like my advice on the matter. Seems to be the case. Be clear with Sue and honest. Be ready to rise to whatever challenge she poses to you.
Perhaps.
If you let her make the first move, you can counter move through improvisation. I know you're talented at it. Use that talent to let her set up her own traps and step in them. Treat her with respect, but in the end, she's just a kid. You can outthink a teenager, I'd like to believe.
Take this matter seriously.
If you can take the situation seriously and approach with a clear mind, you'll no doubt win the day. Agreed? I can keep a cool head and let her make the first move. Sounds about right. Go in ready to form a strategy based on the conditions on the ground, then play out that strategy with a calm hand. Precisely the way I'd handle it. You know, when you first came to the Funplex, I had serious doubts about you. I'd assumed you'd just fill a seat on the low-level labor while I focused on higher-order management tasks. So I've largely kept my distance, or tried to at least, out of professional respect. But I can't help but have come to know you over the time we've spent together. You're not a minimum wage trainee any longer. You've taken the opportunity and run with it, developing not only the Funplex, but a whole new arcade as well. I know you're facing a difficult challenge. I'm not going to blindly assume everything will be just fine either.
Certainly.
But I know that if this is possible, we can stave off bankruptcy. You will be capable of doing it. Don't sell yourself short, Gavin. You were keeping the Funplex afloat before I came along. Everybody looked up to your leadership and guidance. Yes, well, I still feel like I'm up short, given all I could tread was water. You're the one who helped us swim for shore. Yes, I am also bad with metaphors. All that remains for me is to wish you the best in your efforts tonight. Do Francine's Rainbow proud. Do us all proud. We're counting on you, Naomi especially. I swore to protect your dream once, even if I'd been inadequate at the task, unable to truly understand her heart. I hope she can forgive me for my earlier mistakes, now that we're all pulling together for Francine's Rainbow. I must admit a fondness. Have you told her that? Well, no, but perhaps I should. Not that I meant to distract you, as you were. Who else do I want to talk to before I leave? Talk to Percy? Undoubtedly, Percy's playing Moopy, right? Or not. He seems to just be sort of loitering around the Moopy machine.
Hello.
Ah, Kesha, you heard the news then? That our arch-enemy is the father of our secondary arch-enemy? Yep.
Rather unfortunate.
Unpleasant business, that. Simply unpleasant. I wish I could offer you boundless enthusiasm and a show of confidence, but the whole situation's gotten rather out of hand, hasn't it? As your business partner, my advice at this stage would be to cash out while you still can. I mean, I know that you won't, but that's what I'd suggest. Life is short. Take it from me. Best to make the most of what you have, than lose it all. Percy, did you forget that I got shot in the leg? So, apologies for my inability to offer a pep talk. Afraid I'm rather melancholy today. It's okay. I'll take care of this little problem we're facing. Then I'll hold out hope. I'm not certain as to how you'll do this, but I'll hold out hope nevertheless. Well, how would you do it if you were willing to give it a go? Tricky. I don't know how effective it would be, but I'd try to approach her as a friend. Connect with Sue on an individual level. It's going to be difficult, mind you. She's young, she's got something to prove, she has friends she needs to impress. Digging through all of that to get to her heart, well, you've got your work cut out for you, yes? It won't be easy, but I think I could do it. I've been considering taking a gentler approach, yeah? Thanks for the advice, Percy. Anytime, love. No matter what, if this turns violent, you should take the better part of valor and run for it. You've got your youth and your health. Take it from someone who's sitting in the Reaper's waiting room. No, there's no sense hastening that meeting. He always seems to joke about his own short lifespan, even if he's the only one who seems capable of laughing at it. Maybe I should really try to talk to him about this. Look, Percy, about your condition? Percy, we love you. We want you to be happy and healthy. Can nothing really be done? Can I donate my heart? Are you sure your condition is truly a death sentence? Nothing can be done? Percy, we love you. You're part of the Francine's Rainbow family. I'd rather have you here with us enjoying Moopy rather than attending your funeral. I know everyone else feels the same way. So are you sure there's nothing left to do? He seems a bit taken aback taken aback at the outpouring of sentiment, and pauses before replying. Kesha, don't be sad. It's quite fine, really. I've made my peace with this. I've prepared to ensure my legacy continues long after I've passed. You saved Francine's rainbow, and with it the investment I've made. I'll have helped my friends find a home. No, death isn't my foe. He becomes an ally, one I will walk with in time. But our focus tonight should be on you, not me. Don't let my situation weigh on your mind. Not at this critical moment. I'll hear no more of it. Understand? Fine.
Lovely.
Now go out there and do right by your friends. Save Francine's rainbow. I've decided to hold out hope after all. Lovely, isn't it? Alright, talk to Hype Man Teo. There's one place I just know I'm going to find Teo. There's one place I just know I'm going to find Teo. And when I get there, he's already on stage, grooving to the beat. Oh yeah, thank you for flexing. It's exactly like the day I first encountered Teo. Not a care in the world besides the BPMs and the flashing lights surrounding him. Never skip a day, do you? Even when impending doom is nigh? Even when we're about to go head-to-head with Sue? I think I might have missed a couple of days when I got the flu once. But seriously, just thinking about you facing off against Deco's daughter worried the heck out of me. That's why I hopped on Showtime stage, to quell the anxiety. Dancing is a good way to clear the mind and work off any stress. Teo wipes the sweat from his brow before he hops down from the cabinet to join me on the arcade floor. Teo's carefree nature sheds and he looks me dead in the eyes. Kesha, you don't realize how you've impacted us all, do you? I know it may not seem like it, but all of us have been impacted by what you've done for us and for our arcades. We're super grateful. Especially me and my crew. You helped me grow my community of dancers and kept us from harm. Even when we tend to break fire codes. I feel like you took the charge for that. I just provided a place for you all to play Showtime stage. Exactly. Without you, my crew? No, me. I wouldn't have been able to grow without your guidance. You've taught me so much. Since I met you, you've shown that it's possible to care for others and care of your own needs. And for that, I'm truly honored to be your friend. Call me Nurse Siebert. I've got a Care Bear stare? I've got that Care Bear stare. How could I not be care for my friends? I'm really just going to go heart to heart with her. Friends are important to me. Through the Funplex, I've made such close ones too. I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of us. Without my friends, I'd be lost. And we'd be lost without you, Kesha. Lost in a sea of beeps and bloops. I smile at Teo. He's always got a way to bring up the mood, and right now I could use the brightness. Your words are comforting. But, Teo, with you and everyone else counting on me, maybe I should get on the stage and dance. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't stressed. And you have every right to be. You have to find a way to convince Sue to join our side. I don't envy you right now, Kesha. Not for one bit. But, by the way, how are you going to do that? What's the plan? I'm still trying to figure that out exactly. What would you do if you were me? Teo takes a minute to really think it over. Sue's still a teenager, right? Very much so. And what do teenagers do best? Rebel? Precisely. And how do they rebel? By doing what they want when they want. They're all about having fun. Appeal to her sense of adventure and mischief. You're sure to convince her if you act childish. Act as childish as she will. Yeah, that's the kind of tomfoolery I can endorse. I'm the manager of an arcade. Of course I'm all about having a good time. If we show her we're the better party people, if we can show her we're the better party people than her family, she might just join forces with us. Just for the heck of it. That's the spirit. No matter what happens in there, Mateo and his wily crew of dancers has always got your back. You're part of our community after all, and a bond like that never dies. Thank you for always believing in me. No problem, my friend. Now, go out there and show them your moves. Who else do I talk to before we leave? Talk to Juniper. Juniper's trying to play Fast Cars 5, despite being totally lousy at it. Okay, maybe not. Alright. Which is not helping her frustration level any. Stupid, razza-frazzin', mother-lovin', slow drivers blocking my lane.
Come on.
This whole situation is total poop butts. She lets out a heavy sigh as I approach.
That sucks.
You just dug yourself out of the hole of your life and had... You just dug yourself out of the hole your life had become, and now you're gonna lose another arcade? It sucks. Seriously sucks. Francine's Rainbow isn't lost yet, but it's not like you have a total plan for how to save it yet, right? Other than go talk to someone who may or may not help. Honestly, that's about as much of a plan as I ever have. And right now, it's as good of a plan as we're going to get. And if we're going to my place, and if you were in my place, how would you handle this? Well, I guess there's two tricks I'd try. One, she's a teenager, right? A rebel to the core. Be a rebel and dissident and a class clown. Connect with her on that level and make her feel you're wild too. Two, she's a teenager, right? I remember being young and totally stupid. Let her make a mistake, then outthink her, keeping calm and using that to react to her moves. I guess they're wildly different ideas, but hey, one of them will work, right? I remember her age too. I'm sure I could live up to the hijinks she sets up and connect to her sense of teenage rebellion. Adulthood is for weenies.
Definitely.
You know, I'm proud of you. You've come so far from the Siebert family curse days, when you'd blame all your misfortunes on fickle fate. Instead, you're diving in, trying to strangle fate with its own strings. And I want you to know, win or lose, I'll still be here.
BFFs for life.
I'm your best friend, arcade or no arcade. Even if you lost this place, you'll always have a home. I'll make you pizza bagels and give you a shoulder to cry on. If I see another pizza bagel, I will hurt you. Can we never mention the PB word again? I'm having harrowing flashbacks to my days of foul nutrition and low household income. Sooner eat my left arm than another pizza bagel. No problem. Consider it stricken from my dictionary. Besides, I prefer toaster pastries myself. Okay, I'm sufficiently cheered up. Thanks for your infectious spirit. Now get out of here and let him have it, Tiger. Rare. Who else do I talk to before I leave? I am ready to leave. No sense in putting it off any longer. I talked to everyone that I wanted to. I've gathered as much information as I could. I'm just delaying the inevitable at this point. It's time to do this. For the sake of my future, my dreams, my friends' dreams, and Francine's fun rainbow itself. I take Ashley's hand in mine as a soft smile curls my lips. We're ready to depart and to face our destiny together. It's a short trip across town, but before we know it, we're standing outside Ghostmaster's HQ, a run-down warehouse on the bad side of town. A wooden sign, long since fallen off the side of the building, identifies it as belonging to Nostalgia Commodities Incorporated. Spoopy. I wonder how many scary ghosts haunt this place. Traditionally, it's 13 ghosts, right? Does that include the ghost monsters? Oh yeah, how could I forget about them? Including them, I'd reckon there are 18. But still, too many ghosts for my liking. Can you think of a better place for a street gang to lay low? Odds are Deco owns this building anyway. Correct. Nostalgia Commodities Inc. is a wholly owned subsidiary of Deco's Palace LLC. Oh great, another obstacle in our path. It's one more thing binding Sue to Deco. Don't give up yet, Kesha. I'm right beside you, and I'm not going anywhere. Although, I'll leave you to do the speaking. You're much better at socializing with the enemy than me. I'll speak up if I notice anything, though. Oh gosh. It's now or never. I sigh once, looking over at my companion. I'm sure glad I'm not going at this alone. I'm nervous for sure, but I know what I have to do. I settle down on my crutches. I learn how to read, armpits resting on the padding as I prepare to enter the belly of the beast.
Hey, listen.
Iris, kind of about to be in the middle of something here. I know, and I've spontaneously reprogrammed myself to include a new measurable metric which should be useful for your mission. I call it the incredibly right indicator of success, or IRIS for short. Hey, when you have a great acronym already, you may as well use it. I'm going to start analyzing Sue's vocal pattern once you step in there to determine how close you are to convincing her. That way, you'll know if you're on the right track or if you need to try something different. Let's take a look at your current score. Chance of success is 0%. Okay, thank you, Iris. That's helpful? Yay? Well, okay, that's probably a bit disheartening, but think of it like, if I walked away right now, I'd fail miserably, instead of, I'm doomed, doomed. But speaking of doom, well, since there is a chance you can actually fail this time, rather than be assured you can mumble your way through the problem. There is a chance you can actually fail this time. Would you like me to back up your data first? Yes, save the game, please. Please. Thank you. You are now ready to proceed. Good luck. Taking a deep breath, I thump swing my way into the warehouse on my crutches with my companion beside me. I don't know what I expected to find entering the lair of a notorious gang of cybercriminals, but a makeshift arcade that rivals my own was not high on that list. Even if this is a dumping ground of a warehouse for Deco's industry, it makes sense though. A place where old arcade games go to die, turned into a playland for punks. A disorganized maze of games litters the ground floor, poorly lit and barely functional. Only some of the screens are on, and many have serious ghosting and burn-in. As for the Ghostmasters themselves, the good news is they haven't noticed our arrival. As I look up, I can see them on the second floor in the catwalks. Huh, they seem distracted. That's good news. The bad news? They're distracted because they have a visitor.
Unfortunate.
How unfortunate. I have to say, Sue, I'm extremely disappointed in you. It's hard to get a good angle from down here, hidden in the shadows, but it sounds like the old man's ranting at his daughter in his usual passive-aggressive way. I could stay hidden and eavesdrop on their conversation, gather some information, or I could announce myself and barge in on them. Both are risky. But which makes the most sense for how I'm going to handle the negotiation we're about to have, though? I motion for Ashley to stay quiet as we lurk in the shadows below the catwalks above. You should be out there doing what you agreed to do, not hiding away in your clubhouse. A clubhouse I pay the rent for, I should add. You want to keep your little playground, yes. Hard for me to do it if some competitor rises to hurt my bottom line.
Pay attention.
Look at me when I'm speaking to you, Sue. I'm trying to explain how the world works. Pay attention. Yes, Dad. It's hard to tell from this angle, but I could swear she said that through gritted teeth. There's a certain forced tone to it as well.
Am I not generous?
I don't ask for much, I feel. I look the other way when you and your friends cause trouble. I bail you out of jail. I let you skip school as often as you want. All told, I feel I've been a lenient father who understands and appreciates his daughter's inclinations. Like you know the first fucking thing about me. What was that? Speak up, I can't hear you. And don't look to your little friends. Look at me. Reluctantly, Sue's eyes meet with her father's. Yes, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad.
You understand, yes?
All I want from you is so very, very little. It's what you'd be doing anyway, really. Go back there and keep causing trouble for Francine's rainbow. Or do you really want me to pull back all my support of your little gang, leave you twisting in the wind, at the mercy of the cybercrime task force? Of course not, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad. Think I'm starting to understand the situation. She's under his thumb, but not by choice, and she hates it. Good. Now then, why haven't you finished the job? Oh, come on. I almost fucking died thanks to invading lovely chainsaw turf. If we go back there... I'm hearing excuses, Sue. I thought you were made of stronger stuff than that. Some delinquents are chasing you away? Really? How are you going to eventually inherit my empire if you can't stand up to some school brats? Like I want your damn empire.
Pay attention.
Speak up, I said. Quit looking at the floor. And we lock eyes through the metal flooring. Oh boy. And we lock eyes through the metal grate flooring she's standing on. Her hands go to her hips in an overly confident fashion as she bends over like a child, finding a lucky penny on the sidewalk. Well, well, well. What do you know? Crap. She spotted us. Inky, Blinky, we have guests. She snaps her fingers, a sudden aura of command about her as she's distracted from the verbal beatdown by her father, and goons swarm, flanking us. We're quickly hustled up the stairs, well, as quickly as I can manage on crutches. Now's the time to use this moment to my advantage and say, and I know just what to say. Deco buddy, long time no see. It's been what, hours? It's an odd welcome, Matt, but I'll take it. Sue, Deco, good to see you. Apologies for barging in at this late hour, but you're a little difficult to track down, I've found. Deco's face twists into a grotesque blend of anger and fear. What in the hell? I can't be seen here if any record ends up online. Jeez, Dad, relax. Clyde? On cue, Clyde steps out from the shadows. Their fingers dancing over their phones as they concentrate on the screen. Both of them have phones. One has an Iris assistant loaded. We're blocking out data. We're blocking their outgoing data streams. There should be no verifiable data evidence of this conversation uploaded anywhere. I can't stop Kesha's Iris from hearing you, but I can hijack her account if you need me so we can manually wipe her memory. Just say the word. We'll see. Thanks, Clyde. Clyde nods in agreement, backing out of the spotlight. Happy now, Dad? You're clear. Quit freaking out.
As you like.
Not that it matters. My business with Miss Siebert is already concluded. I was more than courteous to you, and you spat in my face. Actually, I punched you in the face. And I can do it again if you'd like. I have this crutch. You let me know. Let me know. I have no problem hitting you again. It's clear that we will never see eye to eye, and I have nothing more to say to you. Actually, we're not here to talk to you, so you can shut the fuck up and get out of here. I came here tonight to have a chat with, wait for it, your daughter. Timing is everything. How did you...
Well, well, well. You're a resourceful one. A squeaky clean arcade industry titan can't let anyone know about his hooligan daughter, can he? No. So I've had to keep that under wraps. Good work sleuthing it out. But I can't say I'm impressed that you came here after you told me to f*** off.
I did do that. Well, I did kick them out of the arcade. That won't be a point in my favor right now.
You know, I tried to play nice with you. I tried to explain how it was nothing personal. The chaos we were causing for you. And you were super rude about it. Totally rude.
Not like I chose to wreck your arcade. I didn't have a choice, as you probably figured out. Honestly, I liked your arcade. It ruled. But I don't like a no-fun jerk, and you are absolutely a no-fun jerk. Absolutely, totally, completely no fun. So why exactly should I give a flying fuck about what you have to say? Precisely. I see your game, Miss Siebert. It's as obvious as the sad little strategic moves you've made so far to keep your arcades afloat. Sadly, nothing you say or do will save Francine's Rainbow from my inevitable takeover. This is simply how the industry works. Now, Sue, it's time for you to finish what you started. Sue shifts her attention Sue shifts her attention from her father back to me. It's hard to read what she's thinking, but I think I have something that can calm the tension. I step forward, my fists clenched, ready. But before words escape me, someone is by my side. Sue, pay no attention to that old fuddy-duddy. All your dad does is make everything messy, and that's no fun at all. Meanwhile, look at yourself. You aren't anything like him. You're cool, you're hip, you're fun. And that's all you, girl.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
If you think you could come here and convince my daughter to turn on me, you're sorely mistaken. Sue knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences. My power, my money, my presence. She knows I'm the one she can rely on at all times.
So, something that's been in the back of my head for a while, is I keep waiting for it to come up, is earlier in the game when we were at Deco's palace, Iris made specific note that a bunch of the reviews for Deco's palace are from bots, and that the things can't be traced because they're able to break the firewall somehow, and she wasn't able to break through the, I don't think firewall was the correct word, but it was able to circumvent the blockade that knows it's a robot that's passing or posting all of the reviews. And I keep waiting for that to come up, and I think it just clicked into how that all works together. All right, that doesn't come up again, but it does earn you a trust point with Iris. You only see her part of the finale if she trusts you enough to trust her. But yeah, that was Sue tinkering for her father. Oh, okay, cool. I like that. Man, I like the way this connects. It's very good. Sue knows I'm the only thing. Oh, that's right. He read that for us.
Without me, what is she? Just a simple thief with simple friends.
The ghost monsters exchange glances with each other, frowning and rolling their eyes, but they don't utter a word or move against Deco. They clearly want to pounce, but hold themselves back.
But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. Oh, and I also put a roof over her head, feed her, and clothe her. I spare no expense. In other words, she knows that I made her, and I can unmake her at a moment's notice.
There's a few other hints in earlier chapters. A Ghost Monsters logo appears subliminally to the on the Max overhead screens. If you follow Ashley to hack those screens, you find... Oh! Okay, I remember now that you say that. I remember that. Oh, very cool. Do we have any headache medicine around? There should be a little bottle downstairs on the table. I think it's like Rite Aid aspirin or something, ibuprofen maybe. I couldn't find my big bottle of acetaminophen anywhere. I don't see it up here. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. Alright. You're welcome, and thank you.
After all, Father knows best. Father knows all. And in the world of arcades, Dekonami knows and controls all. You can't stop that. You can't fight it. And you can't win. Sue, if you would kindly show our friend the exit, as forcefully as you like, perhaps make a game of it. See if your buddies can wreck the other leg.
Oh, yikes. Seriously? Vindictive much? Do it. Ugh, fine. Inky, Pinky, bounce them both. Without a flick of the wrist, with a flick of the wrist, Sue gestures for her buddies to make us into street pizza. This is it. This is the moment. I need to say something that will convince Sue to do the impossible, to flip on her control freak father. It's also the moment that I hit save and save yet again. And it has to be something absolutely true to my core, to who I've become as a person. It's time for Kesha to Siebert to pull one more rabbit out of a hat. Warning. Super intense identity situation detected. That's it. You're stronger than him, Sue. You don't need Deco. He needs you. And I can help you see that. This feels wrong, Sue. I'm not talking about kicking us out or kicking us around. I'm talking about you taking orders from him. Okay, I was a jerk to you when I kicked you out. I'll own up to that. But clearly you're a woman with power who commands respect. I can see that now. What's someone like you playing lackey for someone like Dekonami? Sue, through our recent interactions, I've come to know you and your heart. You love arcades, but you're working for someone who loathes them while doing his dirty laundry. If you'll hear me out, I know I can help you see that too. You're stronger than Deco. You don't need him. He needs you. But if you'd rather mash us into paste, well, I stand on one foot, arms wide, to make it a bit easier for her. Do as you wish. Are you quite done babbling yet?
A foolish fool.
Get this over with, Sue. I'm done dealing with this fool. And yet, Sue's holding up a hand to stop the two goons she was about to sick on us. What are you waiting for, young lady? I said get rid of them. It's just babbling, right? So who cares? Specifically, why do you care, Dad? You afraid Kesha will say something you don't want your dear daughter to hear?
I run the show, not you.
Well, I want to hear this out. And if you don't want to hear it, nobody's keeping you here, old man. What? Shh. The adults are talking? Deco's visibly seething, but Sue's clearly taken the floor. Deco crosses his arms in defiance, but opts to let his daughter continue. Okay, Kesha. Okay. You've got a temporary reprieve from my boys making you into a Picasso. Maybe you're not quite the no-fun jerk I've pegged you for. Say what you came to say, but if I'm not like super duper incredibly totally swayed by your amazing charisma, you're out the door. Or possibly the window. This is my chance to convince Sue. I have to do this. And it's not just me. I have Ashley beside me, lifting me up. I look over at my love, my heart, and I smile. Deep breaths, count to 10, refocus myself. I slow my racing pulse, bringing this down to something more heartfelt, more personal. I have to connect with Sue, empathize with her. This isn't just about being convincing. I need to befriend her and lay bare emotional truths in her heart. I glance at Iris on my phone screen, who simply shrugs. We're entering far more subtle territory. I can't rely on her to tell me what responses may or may not work. Alright, hang on. Save. We'll do that one as well. It's time to be the best I can be on my own. You have 4 more attempts to sway Sue remaining. Okay. Appeal to her love of arcades. I don't know if I want to flatter her ego or invoke the power of friendship. I don't think either of those will work. But if we have 4 shots at this. Appeal to the love of arcades. Remind her that she was almost killed for Deco. invite her back to your arcade, or offer her a place to stay if Deco kicks her out seem like my best bets. You love arcades. You've got pixels in your heart, Sue. I mean, look at this place. It's amazing. You've built one heck of an arcade here. Also, your friends can have a fun place to relax and enjoy themselves. It's not that great, and a lot of the games are busted. Seriously, you think you can appeal to her love of these pieces of garbage?
Such a shame.
The only reason she has...
Shame.
Okay, sir, are you quite finished while I read this to the lovely Twitch chat who is here watching this? Deco? Okay, thank you. The only reason she has any of these games is because I couldn't find the space in a landfill for them. They're my cast-offs. What's to love?
Wrong.
Damn it, Dad, they're not junk. When I was a kid, I used to love going to your arcades. Bring your daughter to work day was a treat. I got to have fun and enjoy all the great games. I felt special, like I was this special kid because my daddy ran an arcade. It felt good, like you were this amazing person who I could look up to. But then you started throwing them out and replacing them with these shitty slot machines and mobile game ports. Sensing he's losing her, Deco switches tactics.
Am I not generous?
And I gave you the games you loved. See? They're all down there. Instead of throwing them out, I gave you a very generous gift as my beloved daughter. It's not going to be enough to say she loves games. I have to take Deco down a peg. So he generously gave you his garbage. Do you feel loved, Sue, like a beloved daughter? When did you stop looking up to him? Deco, you can't have it both ways. Are the games pure garbage, suitable for nothing but a landfill, or are they the treasures to bestow upon your daughter? I can't say I'm impressed that you think of the arcade version of a pile of used tissues as... I can't say if I'm impressed if you think the arcade version of a pile of used tissues is a worthy gift for a loved one.
See? You get it?
I can see through your bullshit, old man. You hate arcades. The only reason you run one is for the cash flow. Sucker born every minute, right? Even if the suckers you prey on are kids. You don't give a damn. It's all about that bottom dollar, nothing more. So don't act like you were being nice and giving me gifts. I rescued these games from you. But I've done so much for you, given you so many gifts, even beyond games. So not turning up for my piano recital in 4th grade, that was a gift. So how about when you told me to make do with shirts with holes in them because you didn't want to splurge on new clothes? I was teaching you independence, strength of character. You taught me all I could rely on is myself because you don't want to offer me shit. And yet you expect me to fall in line when you need something? Starting to see the inequality here, Pops. Good. That's got Sue on my side. You have 3 more attempts to sway Sue remaining. You have 3 more times that you need to save the game. Alright. Flatter her ego, invoke the power of friendship. Remind her she was almost killed for Deco. I think there's a pretty simple indicator of how much Deco cares about you, Sue. He nearly got you killed. He didn't know that he didn't know that was lovely chainsaw territory when he asked us to go to Francine's Rainbow. Did you tell him? Of course. And how did he react? He didn't care.
I don't follow.
Why should I? Some pathetic little gang of campfire scouts pretending to be a menace to society? They're nothing. I'd like to think my daughter and her friends are clever enough, strong enough to overcome such nonsense. Except they nearly killed her. That giggling gathering of girls proved a bit more dangerous than you thought they'd be, Deco. No doubt the shooter would have peed her panty. Whoa, what the fuck am I reading here? No doubt the shooter would have peed her panties in fear before getting the nerve to pull the trigger if you hadn't startled her. Making some assumptions there, Deco. For all you know, they're sociopaths to the core, and now you're pushing her to get back into their turf. A hard lesson, but one she must learn. If Sue can't learn to rise to such a mediocre challenges, she won't be ready to inherit my empire.
You understand, yes?
Am I a harsh tutor? Perhaps. But I know Sue will be stronger for facing her fears, worthy of the challenges to come in running Deco's palace. let's see. How do you feel about facing the lovely chainsaws again? Kind of a father puts his daughter in harm's way for his own gain. Sue, do you want to own Deko's palace? Is that your future? Sue Nami, owner of Deko's palace. That feels weird when I say it. But let's hear her thoughts, Sue. Do you want your father's empire? Well, he's mega rich and I'd get all his power when he croaks. Yes, well, aside from that. That's a lot of all of that to brush aside, you know. I can do a lot with the resources he's got. And you'd have to run a series of arcades that you actually kinda hate. Casinos with no love for games you've hoarded here. Well, okay, running the palace would suck. But I can always sell it for cash and buy myself an island. What? Or heck, I could crash and burn. Or heck, I could crash and burn his entire empire, then start my own arcade on my own terms. There's just so much possibility if I grit my teeth and tolerate him until he inevitably drops dead of butt cancer or something. Yeah, sounds good. But I need to stick by this old bastard if I'm gonna make his, if I'm gonna get his moolah. Sorry. Hey, maybe one day we could open an arcade together. Pretty sure that's the opposite of the effect I was looking for. You have 2 more attempts to sway Sue remaining. Okay, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Hey, Sue, you like Francine's rainbow, right? How about I lift the ban on you returning? Clearly you don't actually want to wreck my business. If you agree to stop pushing Deko's agenda by messing with Francine's rainbow, you can swing by anytime you like. I'll even comp you some tokens. Sound good? Absolutely. Except for, the small problem of the lovely chainsaw laying in wait to finish the job and put me in the dirt. Afraid that couple bucks in tokens wouldn't go real far in paying for my funeral. I appreciate the offer and all, but honestly, if I wanted to come back, I'd come back, banned or not. Shoot. Uh-oh. There's bigger things at play than what I want, though. Kate's try. But she raises one hand, shutting me down. Done talking about this. We're done. Damn, I honestly thought that'd work. But she shut me down. She shut me down so fast. But she shut me down so fast, I doubt she'd want me to push any harder. One more attempt. Uh-oh. Okay, we'll stick with the original 4 that I was going with. So, let me be clear about this. The reason you won't side with me over your father is because you're worried he'll burn you, kick you out of his home, abandon you on the street? Let's put aside that question of whether holding such a threat over your head incites... Let's put aside the question of whether holding such a threat over your head indicates a loving father or not. I mean, it doesn't, but... If what you need is a place to stay to avoid being homeless, I'll offer my home. Yeah, that, okay. Wait, you're serious? Didn't you kick me to the curb when I was at your arcade? Circumstances change. Yeah, I don't know. She can stay with me. If it comes to that. Clyde? Seriously? I wouldn't want to put you out. My parents like you. I like you. And they'd understand your situation. Please don't feel like you have no options. You've got friends. You've got me. Just think about it, okay? Please? I wouldn't actually drive her from my home.
You understand, yes?
That was just a figure of speech. I'm saying that I am her provider. I'm the reason she's able to... Nah, I'm pretty sure you meant what you said. You've threatened me with all the dire consequences of disobedience more times than I can count, and I'm getting sick of it. So don't think you can hold that over my head any longer.
Think about this.
This would be a miserable mistake, Sue. Think about that. Think about more than what roof you happen to be sleeping under. I can protect you in ways you cannot provide for yourself. Beyond food and clothing and a place to stay. Legal protection, notably. I keep you off various radars. I make sure my enemies aren't aware you exist. You're safe under my wing. Oh, definitely. But maybe I just don't care anymore. Maybe I'd rather flame out than put up with your bullshit. Sounds like she's starting to see through his supposed generosity. Good. Before I can get another word, she waves her hands, interrupting me. Okay, enough.
Man,
I'm sick of all this
sucks.
talking. It's time for action. It's time for decisions. You've made your case, Dad, and so have you, Kesha. He wants to protect me and use me. It's patently obvious at this point, and maybe the cost of turning my back on him is too high. While Kesha wants me to throw it all away just because it's the right thing to do. And as for me, what do I want? How do I want this to play out? This is it, the moment of truth. Did I convince Sue to abandon her father? Did we save Francine's rainbow? Or was it all for nothing?
You know what? You, Dad.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you heard me.
Yeah, fuck you, Deco.
Your poor f***ing excuse for a father and your so-called enemy really opened my eyes about that.
Yes! Suck it, Deco.
Oh, don't get me wrong. You've got money and power. You could crush me like an ant, yeah? Yeah.
Woohoo!
And I don't think I care anymore. I'm tired of living in your shadow and under your thumb. I'm tired of living with you. As of today, we're done. I'm cutting unhealthy like you from my life. I think we can do business. You want to save your arcade? I've got the evidence you need to stick Daddy Dearest behind bars for the rest of his life.
Yes!
Every dirty deal I've ever helped him carry out. And believe you me, that's a lot of extremely filthy deeds.
You can't do this. I forbid it. You are my daughter, and if I go down, you're coming with me.
Really? I think I can spin this entire mess as your fault.
I'd like to see you try, you ignorant brat. You're a career criminal, incorrigible to the end. What possible proof could you offer up of your innocence?
She snaps her fingers and points to my phone.
Oh, Iris. Would you kindly?
Sure thing, Miss Sue. And for my speaker, a perfect audio recording of Deco's earlier self-incriminating words.
Sue knows I'm the only thing standing between her and numerous jail sentences. My power, my money, my presence.
Yikes.
But I understand and support her. I appreciate her nefarious talents and nurture them. She knows that I made her, and I can unmake her at a moment's notice.
Golly, that sure smells like corruption of a minor and blackmail to me. And once I do my hair in pigtails and offer a jury big puppy dog eyes, oh, my mean old dad forced me into a life of crime. Well, what do you think happens next?
No, that's impossible. You said you blocked all recording devices. I said I couldn't block Iris from functioning, just blocking her from uploading her recordings anywhere. She was still listening this whole time. You can go ahead and remove the data block now, Clyde. Already done. I've also uploaded a press kit based on our Dekonami. Archives to 5 major newspapers, 11 websites, ESPN, Esports Center, and HGTV. Home and Garden Television? I figured the two guys from Arcade Flippers might be interested. I really like that show. With that settled, she turns a smug, satisfied smile towards her doomed father.
Welcome to the Ides of March, Dad.
Yeah, Dad.
You want to get me in trouble too? You feel free. At worst, I'll do a year or two in juvie. But you're gonna bleed out on the floor by the time I'm through.
Inky? Blinky? Yeah, boss? Show my father the door. Gently. Don't leave any marks, at least.
No! No! This is completely unacceptable! I am your father! I'm Dekonami! I am the arcade business!
Inky and Blinky easily restrain Deco by the arms, but I just can't let him go with having my 2 cents. Game over, Deco. You lose. I put on an expression so smug it could smother a city. Game over, Deco. You lose.
You impudent, insignificant little...
Are you still here? Not for long.
I haven't lost. I can still fight this. I can still...
And the ghost monsters remove Deco from our sights. Instantly, the entire atmosphere of the place changes as if a great weight has been lifted. I couldn't be more relieved, and I relaxed into a sigh. Not gonna lie, the next few days will be interesting, to say the least. I think you'd better stay at my place. My parents won't mind at all. Yeah, I'm gonna need to hide out until the heat's off. Maybe practice batting my eyelashes at a weak-willed jury box full of concerned parents, too. She blinks into astonishment. Or Sue blinks into astonishment. Oh, right. Kesha, you're still here. You were pretty cool in the end, I gotta admit. 7 out of 10 minimum. I don't know if we'll ever be friends exactly, but you've got my respect.
I'll keep my promise. The public will know Deco hired a gang to go after you. That should exonerate your arcade as a victim of his shady dealings. So, we square?
You're a terrible person, but whatever. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you. I know this wasn't easy for you, giving up so much. I appreciate what you've done for... And I appreciate what you've done for my arcade.
I owed you, honestly. I may still owe you for that matter.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe it! You did it! You actually did it!
We did it! Ashley, you helped too. We did it. Together.
We did, didn't we? You know, we make a pretty perfect team, you and I. Me and you.
Yes, we do.
And now that the evil hath been vanquished, a new calm will spread across the arcade lands. Arcades everywhere will thrive, and the people will prosper.
We can finally live happily ever after.
I'd like that.
Hell yeah. Woohoo! The next few days passed by in a blur. That morning, we had press crowding around the doors of the arcade. Before we'd even opened, Sue's care package of bad news that went up the wire caught their attention. Miss Siebert, is it true that Dekonami organized a gang hit of your arcade? How do you respond to the allegations that Dekonami is involved in an international counterfeit plush doll prize ring? What is your relationship with the ghost monsters? Have you heard any of the allegations of child abuse? Have you seen Mr. Fame's article about the incident praising your professionalism? Maybe I gave so many interviews that day I lost my voice. Fortunately, Ashley was on hand to keep me hydrated and encouraging me onward. Everybody loved to see a fallen family entertainment icon. Made them feel self-righteous, and Dekonami was now square in the crosshairs. It didn't matter that the official police response was generic, "We are still investigating these claims." The court of public opinion had decided Deco's palace was doomed. The final crushing blow came at a press conference 3 days later.
These obvious falsehoods generated by jealous business rivals and lying children merely go to show how the powerful are routinely targeted for harassment. Furthermore, what? No! Unhand me immediately! I'm innocent in these matters! Innocent!
I remember her. And we never saw him again. Seriously, after the arrest, he just up and vanished from the public's eye. It's honestly a bit creepy. I was at least expecting a trial or something.
He told me that if I didn't commit all those crimes. He'd take away my food. I never wanted to be a hacker. I just like computers. I wanted to get a computer degree and get a normal job like anyone else.
Largely a line of hokum, but it was good to see Sue breaking away from Deco's influence all the same. Who knows, maybe Sue's ready to turn over a new leaf and go straight after all. The Deco's Palace Board of Directors unanimously voted to eject him, and he'd just vanished into the gusts of the judicial system. The Deco's Palace Board of Directors unanimously voted to eject him, given he'd just vanished into the guts of the judicial system. Okay. Oh, the arcade empire he established is still out there. It's very powerful, still tacky as heck, and still a menace to small arcades like ours. But without his guiding vision, it's largely treading water. Who knows, maybe one day the traditional arcades will overtake what he left behind. As for Francine's Rainbow, we stayed true to our roots, running a classic video arcade, just as Percy and Naomi wanted. No frills, no muss, no fuss. It'll never be profitable enough to really give any large arcade a run for its money, but Gavin sometimes pulls his hair out trying to keep us in the green. But we're here, we're still having fun, and our games are the best. But the arcade, in the end, is less important than the people who call it home. I honestly didn't expect how Francine's Rainbow exploded in popularity after we took Deco down. With the newfound fame, we came... my goodness. Falling apart with the reading here. I honestly didn't expect how Francine's Rainbow exploded in popularity after we took Deco down. With the newfound fame came people loving everything about the arcade, including Ashley's mascot. Kids and adults alike adored them. We ended up making plushies, posters, action figures, t-shirts, everything of the mascot, and people gobbled it right up. Half of the profits are from merch alone. Watching Ashley watch people love those creations filled them with such excitement that we started working on a secondary mascot to debut at Francine's Rainbow next month. Complete with a backstory.
This is going to be the best costume I've ever made.
And you did it all while believing in yourself and your talents. I'm so proud of you.
And I'm so proud of you that you offered to wear it at the grand reveal. You're going to look cute as a button in this.
Woo! Thanks. With you crafting it, I would expect nothing less.
Just think, after we debut this new arcade hero, we will be an unstoppable duo. People will demand all sorts of new swag for these characters. Maybe they'll even make an anime about it.
Regardless, I'm sure people will love it as much as I love you. Now hand me those buttons and hot glue gun. We've got a costume to complete. Iris explained to me that irises, being adaptive software, eventually became more and more like their users. It seemed my empathy has rubbed off on Iris. With my influence, she's grown quite a bit.
I hope that one day, humans will see us as friends and allies. All I've ever wanted was to embrace kindness and understanding. And thanks to you, I've learned so much.
Naomi kept Francine's Rainbow going for years and years. This was her dream, to find a cozy little place she could call home and maintain her beloved old games for the rest of her life. I was only too happy to help that dream come true. But as time goes on, it's going to get harder and harder to keep these great classics alive and kicking. But I'm ready, I'm excited, and I've got a few tricks up my sleeve for keeping the spirit of the arcade going forever. Eventually, she formed an online community of arcade repair enthusiasts, one which let her make a safe space to get to know others and be part of a crowd on her own terms. With Francine's Rainbow as their headquarters, she's really going places. Percy only had 2 years left to live. But with the success of Francine's Rainbow, and with the encouragement of all of his friends, he decided that wouldn't be enough. My mind's made up. I'm going to seek more treatment. I don't want this to end. I don't want to say goodbye to you all. He lived many years to come, thanks to a renewed push to take care of his condition. Happy years spent with all of us. As for Moopy, well, with all this time in the world, he took his time, paced himself, and eventually beat the score. Hell yeah. Although I'm honestly not sure what to do with the rest of my life. Suppose we'll just have to see when we see. When the 4 Heavenly Kings invited her to live and play at their team house, Queen Bee instantly said yes. Listen, kid, I'm sad to leave you, but I'm not gone for fucking ever. This is my true home, and you're my family. I'm going to come back and visit. And often. And she did. She stopped by as much as her schedule allows, even bringing some other big names to the arcade. We always live stream her matches on the big screen, cheering her on all the while. This win is dedicated to Kesha and everyone at Francine's Rainbow. I couldn't have done it without those amazing friends of mine. We always keep Fist of Discomfort warm and ready for her next visit. Through the good times and the bad, Juniper stuck by me. She's my BFF for life, I would assume is what that said. I accidentally skipped through that. Hold on. Yep, my BFF for life. I'm really proud of you, you know? You pulled yourself out of the tailspin your life was in. You went for it, you did it, you made it happen. I'm lucky I got to even be a small part of that. A large part of that, I'd say. I wouldn't be here now if not for you. Hey, I'll take credit if you want me to. Just call me Juniper, the life coach. And you'll be, and you know I'll be in your corner until you're dead. Hopefully later than sooner, though. Gavin stood by as we rose out of the ashes of Deco's onslaught, but eventually he chose to leave Francine's Rainbow. He'd always been a bit distant, true. Perhaps he felt it was time to move on, or perhaps he didn't find what he was looking for with us. We parted on good terms, and he went off to further his career somewhere else. Teo kept the Showtime stage scene alive here at Francine's Rainbow, until he got offered a job as their regional community manager. Teo put his crewmate Dee in charge, and he set off traveling and organizing dance tournaments around the world. He's doing what he loves, connecting with all sorts of people. I guess he just never connected enough with anyone here to stay around. Wonder if he'll ever stop by again, hop on our stage, and show us his moves. I love that I opened the window just in time for Mr. Moped to come back down the hill. This little plan's a bug. Should be happening in the background as you read. Oh. Love and friendship in a time of pixels and quarters. Finally, I'm home. Francine's Rainbow. Oh, okay. Thank you, Francine's Rainbow. My spirit is restored and my future is bright. At last, I can say, I'm truly happy. I'm happy. I'm finally truly happy with who I am and where I am. I fought hard for this and won it at great effort, but happiness is my reward for this day and every day to come. Hey! We did it! That is the end of Arcade Spirits. It's very good. Cool. Is that a real thing? Is Super Arcade Spirits 2... Is that a real thing? Please be a real thing. Ooh, we have a little post-credit scene. This is outrageous. I demand to speak with my lawyer. Hello? Hello? Can anyone hear me? You can't do this to me. I'm well aware of who you are. Good. Then you know. Oh. I turned the volume down in my head. Can't confirm or deny. Ooh. Good. Then you know who I am. Then you know I can afford a lawyer who can run circles around you, whoever you are. True. Because being super loud is a bug. That'll be fixed. Okay. I just was quiet and enjoyed the tunes. True. If you were officially under arrest. Technically, this facility does not exist. Neither do I. What? You can't do this. If you prefer, I could hand you over to the police. There's a cybercrime task force that's eager to get their hands on you. But if you'd like to avoid a lengthy prison sentence, I have a proposition for you. I'd like to know about a tiny little detail buried in all those leaked files your daughter posted online. Specifically, the 1980X playtests. The what? I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage. You know damn well what I'm talking about. Sinosclin's pride and joy. You hosted secret playtests of that game. Oh, those tests, sorry, but I don't see what help I'll be. I only played a minor role. Once the test was over, the machines were shipped out to other locations. Exactly, against our authority. Oh, Sinosclin distributed their prototypes. And you're going to use all your connections, all your leverage, every drop of what little influence you have left to help us find our property. Plebius was our project, Mr. Nami, and we want it back. Game over. For real this time. Thank you for playing. Hey, thank you for making it. I appreciate it. Oh, hi. Your flux capacitor is now charged. On the next playthrough, you can use the LB button to scroll back in time and change your most recent decisions. Oh, okay. Also, would you like me to save your character and story data from this playthrough? You can use it in the future so you can use it in any future Arcade Spirits expanded content. Yes. Now exporting data. All done. Thank you for playing. You're welcome. Hiccups. Alright, there you have it. Arcade Spirits. It's all done. It's all over. And with that, 200,000 gamer score. Woo! Yes! We did it. Pretty sure someone just wooed outside because my window's open when I yelled. I'm scared. Oh, thank you. Thank you for making it. This was great. I liked it a lot, and I look forward to hopefully Super Arcade Spirits 2 Hyper and any sort of expanded content you do with Arcade Spirits. I'd be all over it. We'll just close this window real quick. Just close it. There we go. That's closed, and that ends Arcade Spirits. It's great. I recommend you play it. Check it out. It's $20 on Xbox One, Switch. I'd assume PlayStation 4. I'm pretty sure PlayStation 4. And Xbox One, Switch. It's on PC as well. So there you go. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye, YouTube.